4 cars in that 16-car list will be eliminated after tonight. 225 laps in Newton, Iowa to cut off the first round of the playoffs. Dakota Long and Perrin Huggins on the front row. Green flag is out. So far, so good. First lap clean for 16 cars. Jordan Haynes, the 17th, who's immediately fallen off all the way to the back. Did Haynes just decide to hold off? He started from the pit lane. Jordan Haynes hanging back and already 2 laps off the pace. Landon's in the chat. Oh, Landon. He's starting off strong right at the gate. He goes boogity boogity or whatever Allen Iverson said. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Caution number 1 is already out on the racetrack. What in the world happened here? Where the yellow flag had come out. Did defending champion Cody Johnson go for a spill? He's in the driven Chevrolet. Johnson out of turn number 1 does spin the race car. And the 08 brings out the first yellow of the evening. So Dakota Long at the front of this race. Perrin Huggins in that second position. Jordan Haynes with 3 wins this season, starting from the pit lane. That's new. And already the first few laps under their belts, and the 08 goes for a spill. Dakota Long leading this one. Landon's in the house, and if you just tuned in, you actually haven't missed a thing. Let's see if we can bother the pilot of the 2-3 real quick. Well, and he's actually not even available for comment, so we can't bother the pilot of the 2-3. Next in line is Perrin Huggins, who's also not here. Then Jacob Prince sits in that 3rd position. Let's bother this guy. Jacob Prince, Rick James up top. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're one of the only drivers that makes themselves available for chat tonight, so it looks like you and I are going to get real close this evening. You sit ahead of Justin Shoup, who's in that 4th position coming into this race. Points are looking good as far as making it to the next round of the playoffs. Are you thinking a win here, or are you just trying to survive?
I mean, coming into this race, I know this track's really slick. There's probably going to be some accidents around me, so main goal is just finish. And I mean, I think as long as I finish the race, I should be able to make it in on points. But I'd like to go for a win, but main thing's advancing to the next round and keeping my season alive that way. But, it's treacherous out here, so we'll see how the rest of the night plays out.
1 car started from the pit lane. He's back on the lead lap, however. He's in the back of the field. Besides Haynes, who's going to be your biggest challenge to win? Perrin Huggins has 5 victories this season.
Yeah, I think it's the top 3 you see now, and Haynes will end up making his way up through here. Bennett was pretty fast in practice. Shoup's pretty fast. I mean, I think there's 5 or 6 of us. I really think tonight comes down to whoever makes the least amount of mistakes, because it is really easy to overstep your car. So whoever can stay out of trouble and keep the car straight is probably going to win this one.
We're going to let you focus and get back to work. Best of luck, my son.
Appreciate it.
And Jake Prince will go to work once again in the number 9. And let's show you the reason the caution came out. Cody Johnson having a bit of a spill right before that yellow flag in turn 1. Here's the 08. And he just turns it. Landon in the chat cheering on Perrin Huggins as well. Huggins has a fan out there. Dakota Long will restart this race with control of the field, but he's going to start on the outside. Perrin Huggins sits in 2nd. Justin Shoup starting on the inside of row 2 with, Jacob Prince on the inside of row 2 with Justin Shoup on his outside. Pride of Bealton, Virginia. Shout out to Racing Ricky as well. Michael Bennett in the number 19. tipping his cap to Jordan Haynes in the all-black Chevrolet Camaro. Green flag will come out. We're going to restart on lap number 7, waiting for that signal. And we're racing again at Iowa. Dakota Long at the front of this one, almost 2 and 3 wide. The 64 of Cody McFadden to the inside of Justin Shoup in the 91. Jake Prince takes the position on the outside of the number 9 Chevrolet Camaro, sitting in that 3rd spot. Dakota Dahl running in 10th in car number 10. Here comes Jordan Haynes beneath him on board with the 1 car. And there goes the 21 of Pete Yetman. He's spun out of the 4th corner. Caution comes out, lap number 9. 2 spins already. Let's see what happened with Yetman. Oh, he is all, look at this. A great drift out of the 4th corner. Dakota Dahl almost nails him. Jordan Haynes gets around him. Pete Yetman was drifting through turn 3. Have another look. This is the lap prior. And keep your eye on the 2-1. You can just see the moment the car snaps loose, and that's pretty much it for Yetman. Has to put the brakes on hard, but he keeps the car without incident. One more look. How about Dakota Dahl, who made no contact with Pete Yetman? That was awesome. On board with the 10. Just got on the brakes fast enough, and it's slick moves like that that's going to earn Dakota Dahl his very own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream.
So Dakota Long still has control of the field with the lights still on atop the pace car. So we're going to take a brief 60-second break. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment with more ENEA. Cars waiting for the signal and waiting for the pace car to peel off. 2 yellow flags in the first 9 laps of competition. We're going to restart with lap number 13 on the board. Green flag is out. Perrin Huggins jumps to an early lead in that number 8. He's on the outside of that 2-3 with Dakota Long trying to stick it just to the inside of Perrin Huggins. Justin Shoup on the outside of Michael Bennett, who's turned his season around wholeheartedly. Cody McFadden in the 6-4 comes up against Brandon Meyer in the double 3. Last week's winner, Jordan Tansell, not in the list tonight. And after what was an awesome race last week at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Tansell making his first start of the season. Jordan Tansell making his first start of the season and getting his first win of the season. Brandon Meyer goes around, and that's going to be caution number 3 in 15 laps of racing. And quite the start already. I don't think we've gone 3 green flag laps here. So Perrin Huggins is at the front of this one. Now Dakota Long is in second. Mike Bennett sits in third. Now is as good a time as any to crack open those NFL scores and see what we got going on here. And Landon, I hope you're still out there as well. Ricky in the chat says, let's have another great broadcast tonight. Well, Ricky, I'd love to have a great broadcast tonight, but there's only one problem. It's 3 cautions in, and 16 laps have been run. So we already got drivers coming down pit road, so let's see what they're going to do. Probably just topping off here. There's no way that they've used any fuel or anything like that, but now we get to see what Jacob Prince does. And how about Dakota Long faking out everybody? That's a world-class move. Check this out. Watch the fake from Long. Last second, pulls out and stays in the lead. So Perrin Huggins will come down for some fuel, maybe a little bit of an adjustment. And Dakota Long is going to have control of this field with Michael Bennett sitting in the 3rd position. Let's see if we can bother him real quick. Mike Bennett, Rick James up top. You got me?
Yeah, what's up, Rick?
3rd in the standings right now, but already 3 cautions in the first few laps. Seems to be really difficult to get a hold of this car.
Yeah, I think unfortunately we didn't have a lot of practice. Car's very loose here. I thought nighttime would be better, but it just seems like it's hard to handle. You gotta be easy on the throttle.
Already Pete Yetman went around Cody Johnson, the first caution of the night, and then we've got who's most recently? The 33, Brandon Meyer. He spun around. So what's keeping you, Jacob Prince, and Dakota Long on the racetrack? Why did you stay out when Perrin Huggins came in?
I think he just wants to have fun. Perrin's always fast wherever he goes, so I think he's just bored up front. He wants to pass some race cars, and he'll probably do a good job at it, make it entertaining for everybody.
You have 2 cars to pass up front, plus Justin Shoup behind you. Can you put that 19 in the lead?
I hope so, but I'm just looking to survive. I mean, that's what this race is going to be all about. So I'll try to get out there out front. It's always fun to lead.
You come into this race 3 points above that cut line where Jared Stone sits with 2,048 points. Best of luck, Mike.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Rick.
So Bennett will go back to work here. 18 laps have been run. 3 yellow flags thrown tonight. All 4 drivers having a bit of a spin. Kyle Chafin says, good luck tonight, everyone. Give him hell in the booth. I aim to, Kyle. Fans at home, we're going to go racing again. We'll see how far we make it this time. Dakota Long lines up alongside the race car as the lights go out. So we're going green next time by. They're going to line up 2 by 2, 9 rows deep. And Dakota Long looks like we'll line up on the inside this time around. Who's playing tonight? The Eagles and the Chiefs. Oh, the Kelsey brothers are going up against each other. That's nice. Well, and that'd be something. You know what? It'd be awesome to see them put Travis Kelsey as linebacker, not linebacker, but as a D lineman. Obviously, he's not getting around Jason, but still, you know, put him out there. Let's see what they can do. Dakota Long has control of the field as the caution comes out once again, but so does the green, and it's the third restart of the evening. Great jump by Long. Brandon Meyer goes for another spin, but this time we stay green. Dakota Long to the front. Ryan Pasoko went off the racetrack. Car number 2 slow up the inside, but he keeps it moving. Dakota Long leading this one. Jacob Prince in second, and Mike Bennett rolling in third with Justin Shoup sitting behind him. Shoup in the 91 comes up behind the 19 of Mike Bennett, and now the 91 chases down that top 3. Further on back, Pete Yetman in the 2-1. He spun earlier in this race, brought out a caution. He's looking to get to the inside of James Staples. Ryan Lindemann sneaking up behind him in the number 28 machine. Who's sponsoring that car this time? Apex something on the side. Maybe it's like a Thanksgiving paint scheme. It looks like he's got a cornucopia on the hood. That is indeed a cornucopia on the hood. All right, shout out Lindo running a special Thanksgiving paint scheme tonight. What is that, the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving? Look at him on the outside of Dakota Long here. Looks like Long. Also, did he come down pit road as well? He did not, but what happened to the 2-3? He went right off the racetrack. This is slowly after Ryan Pasoko. Here he is off of turn number 4. Race leader Dakota Long gets way too loose. And now he's just mowing the lawn down, and here goes Mike Bennett for the lead on the inside of Jake Prince. Bennett up the inside. Will he make it stick? He gets right up to that 9 car. Prince on the top line. Bennett now going to go high. Jake Prince trying the crossover off of turn number 2. Mike Bennett with a great exit, but here goes Prince for the lead. Prince now trying to cross over out of 4. Nope. Bennett can't make the move, but that's the gap between first and second, 1 whole second. And look at Perrin Huggins. He pitted on lap 16. He's already coming back up through the field. Cody Johnson pitted on lap 18. Sean Anderson also pitted on lap 18, and they both recently went green. Anderson now working on the 2.8 of Ryan Lindemann. Let's go on board with the 13 of Sean Anderson. Look at Pete Yetman. He's gotten loose once again off of turn number 2, but he's got to cut the brakes in. And we stay green this time. The 2.8 of Lindemann gets around him. Jacob Prince still at the front of this one with Michael Bennett holding the torch to his back end and applying the pressure. But here comes Perrin Huggins. Prince said Perrin's just having fun coming down into pit road. Who's that on the back straight? Is that Brandon Meyer again? It is indeed Brandon Meyer again. And I think this time he's just jumped to pit road. 3 times Brendan Meyer has crashed out of turn number 2. And this the most recent, the number 33 Grow Pro Ford. Oh, this time he's actually crashed off the second corner. And we stay green, funny enough. No caution there. Prince at the front. Perrin Huggins now trying to do it the hard way around the outside as Jordan Haynes works the inside of Justin Shoup. Huggins in the 19 on the outside line. Here comes Huggins up the inside. And Perrin Huggins making the move for the second position. Mike Bennett up to his outside. Huggins still trying that high line. Trying to make it work up there. But he's going to clear Mike Bennett again. And now the hunt is on for Jacob Prince. Looking at the Chiefs and Eagles, it's still 7-7 with 20-something remaining. Patrick Mahomes going to run forward and get tackled just past the first down marker. There's a flag on this play. So 14-18 remains in the second quarter with the teams tied at 7. 7-2 Chiefs hosting the 8-1 Eagles. And I think Taylor Swift might be at this game? I have no idea. Chances are. Anyway, here goes Perrin Huggins for the lead. He's got on the left side of Jacob Prince trying to make that bottom work for him. 8 versus 9 with the 19 looking in the distance. And here comes car number 1. But look at this guy here. Remember last week, we had someone making their first run in the season, and it's Mike Hasty in the 72, who's wrecked it off of turn number 4, and the Cape Coral native now moving slow off the line. He keeps it running, but Hasty had made it up to the 4th spot, and he just wrecks the car in turn number 4. He was making it work. One more look at that 72. Gets around Justin Shoup, and now he's got Jordan Haynes. There goes the caution, and Ryan Pasoko has crashed. This is the 72 of Mike Hasty getting into that outside wall in the KW Naples Toyota Camry. Well, he's got some damage to fix now, but how about Ryan Pasoko? He crashed. Here's the most recent caution. What happened to car number 2? Way too hard into turn number 1. And now the 2 car just comes to a halt. Gave it way too much, and he rolls down off the racetrack. Brandon Meyer gets around him, and that's going to bring out this most recent caution. So Perrin Huggins is back at the front of this field. 36 laps underway from the Iowa Speedway. Caution number 4 is out. Fans, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a 2-minute break and be back with more racing. Sean Anderson will have control of the field with Pete Yetman to his outside, and if you just tuned in, it's been not so much a wreck fest tonight, but still 4 cautions and 40 laps of racing. Drivers cannot control these race cars, and it's going to make for quite the event tonight. Yetman in the 2-1 on the outside of Sean Anderson in the 13. And Dakota Long, the winless Dakota Long, after snatching 4 victories last season, starts on the inside of row number 2 with Prince on the inside of row 3. Top 12 in points advance. 13, 14, 15, and 16 are out of the playoffs. 41 laps on the board. Green flag is out. Sean Anderson to the inside and down to third almost immediately. The 8 of Perrin Huggins tries to come up on the outside, and the driven car wash 1-3 sits up top and now just tries to get some pace and some consistency. Perrin Huggins immediately to the lead as Dakota Long just gives up the inside line. Huggins to the front. He leads the points, but is not locked into next week. I mean, mathematically speaking, he is locked into next week. He just didn't win a race in this round. Cody Johnson comes into this race second in points. Johnson running in the 0-8 driven paint scheme, just like Anderson in that 1-3. Pete Yetman in the 2-1. Looks like he's lost some sort of control. He is slow. The 1-0 of Dakota Dahl goes to the inside. Dahl running in the 10th position. Lucas Reed up 7 places from where he started. Sean Anderson sitting in second with Jacob Prince bearing down on him, and it looks like Jordan Haynes wants to play too. Let's go on board with the 9 of Prince. Caution is out for the 5th time tonight in 46 laps, and this time it's the 2-4 of James Staples, who's crashed the race car, and there you can see the front bumper not even existing on that 2-4. Let's see what happened. He just sends it too hard into turn number 1. The 0-8 of Sean Anderson's been involved. The 28 of Ryan Lindemann got a piece. He wasn't even trying to get into that. Have another look. He just gives it too much wheel. There's just nowhere for the 0-8 to go. The 28, nowhere for him to go either. And again, that's just what we've seen all night. Drivers just losing control of their race cars. And they're just not able to control these hot rods. Let's see what happened to Ryan Pasoko. Same deal. Turn 1. Almost identical crash. Here's Brandon Meyer. Started in turn 1. It's going to end in turn 2. Here's Brandon Meyer again. He just sends it in too deep. Here's Brandon Meyer again. 3 times tonight, the double 3 has turned himself around. That time he got a little bit of help. How about Pete Yetman going for a big drift? Dakota Dahl just avoiding that. And the caution comes out again. Perrin Huggins is your race leader. Jacob Prince rolls in the 2nd position. And again, 48 laps underway. And the drivers will continue to rotate around the Iowa Speedway. So they're going to take a break, and so will we, since there's no racing happening right now. Hopefully we get some longer green flag runs in this. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back with more racing from iRacing's Iowa Speedway. Looking at the Chiefs and the Eagles. Somebody's arguing on the sidelines. Looks like Devontae Smith. It's still 7-7, though, with just over 11 minutes remaining in that second quarter. Back in 2. Perrin Huggins at the front of this one. He's going to have Jacob Prince on his outside. Restart number 5. 51 laps about to be complete. 12 drivers advance from this race. Green flag is out. Huggins out front looking for win number 6 this season. Jordan Haynes now looking for win number 4. But how far will he have to go to get it? Huggins leading, Haynes in second. You've got Prince rolling in that 3rd position. Cody McFadden sitting in 4th. And it's Justin Shoup in 5th. Mike Bennett sitting in that 6th spot. Reed Long Dahl, Dakota's running 8th and 9th. And then Sean Anderson, who got involved in that most recent accident, he sits in 10th. Pete Yetman has spun around a couple times tonight. He's in the 11th spot. 6 drivers went green that last time, including Jake Prince in the 9. Cody McFadden rolls behind him. Perrin Huggins trying to stretch out a gap over Jordan Haynes. 55 laps now underway. 201 to go from Iowa. Nope, 176. I don't know why I thought it was 255, not 225. Looking at the Eagles and Chiefs, they're still tied at 7 with 6:50 to go in this second half. Haynes in the one car. Look at Jacob Prince, who's gotten loose out of turn number 4. He's lost all control of that KBB Chevrolet, and we're seeing everybody lose control of their race car like that tonight. Luke Reed to the inside of Cody McFadden. Mike Bennett rising out of turn number 2, and here comes Dakota Long. Will he go 3 wide? Dakota Long decides to hesitate. The 6-4 of Cody McFadden just ahead of that 2-3. They're side by side. Lucas Reed struggles to stay off the wall. And the 6-4 of Cody McFadden now up his left-hand side. Here comes Long on the outside, trying to tickle his air on the high side. And how about the 6-4 of Cody McFadden, who gets loose off the corner? Sean Anderson will now go top side, and Dakota Long follows in his shadow. At the front, Perrin Huggins has a half-second gap back to Jordan Haynes. Justin Shoup sits in third, but here comes Mike Bennett to the inside. Shoup on the high side. He's going to have to play defense. And Bennett, who's up, well, I was going to say 4 places, now 3 places. Looks like he got loose out of the corner. Dakota Long shakes the tail out. Lucas Reed up 10 places from where he started, on board with the John Deere Chevrolet. Such a wide racetrack, but drivers really can just turn it in too deep. Brandon Myers' one car that has gone around 3 times in tonight's race. If somebody knows about going in too deep, it's this guy right here. 3 times he's spun the race car. One of those times he even slammed the wall outside of turn number 2. Here's the most recent crash for the Double 3 GoPro machine, I think. Well, this time it didn't cause any damage, but yeah, that's one of 3 times that Brandon Meyer has spun the car. But now the New Hampshire native sits in 14th, undisturbed. Meanwhile, 3rd place now under siege. Here comes Dakota Long for the spot. And it goes Chevy, Toyota, top 3. Jordan Haynes on the inside of Bealton's Justin Shoup. Nope, that's Michael Bennett. I'm going to get that wrong all night long because the cars are identical. Haynes sits in 2nd, only 4/10 behind Perrin Huggins. Pete Yetman up behind Sean Anderson. And those drivers running 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th in the standings. Ryan Lindemann, Jordan Haynes, Cody McFadden, and Colton Hefner. Hefner's not in tonight's race. He will be eliminated from the playoffs. Cody McFadden has 2,021 points coming into this race. He finds himself 27 points behind Ryan Lindemann. It's going to be a struggle for McFadden. Jordan Haynes, winner of 3 races this season. He finds himself only 10 points off that cut line. Jared Stone, who is in 12th. He's on the bubble. He's not in this race. Stone will drop out of the points provided that he'll drop out of the playoffs provided that Ryan Lindemann scores more than 8 points tonight, which he will because he's going to finish. And then Jordan Haynes, he only has to score 10 points tonight, which he will provided he's going. So really, the top 12 look to be set. But you look at drivers like James Staples, who's 1 point above the cut. He's in 15th. Is he out? Is he decided to retire? And I just realized I had the points up this whole time. Yeah, Staples is out of this race. So James Staples may have just sealed himself out of these playoffs as well. He crashed in the 2-4. No fast repairs tonight. So Staples decides to just throw in the towel and quit. Same with Hasty in the 72. Driver decided to just throw in the towel and straight up quit. Not even a quarter of the way through this race. Really disappointing to see drivers have such a limited spirit there. 40-minute repair for James Staples. And he decided to throw in the towel there. So Staples giving up because of the long repair time. And then Justin Shoup in that 91, getting some cheering on from Racing Ricky, says, just keep digging. The last lap is the only one that pays. Coming into these points, Justin Shoup finds himself pretty secure in those playoff standings. He sits in 4th right now, well above the cut. 10 points behind Dakota Long, who's in that bronze medal position. Cody Johnson with the green stripe. He's locked into next week no matter what happens. Mathematically speaking, I think he's also locked into next week. And of course, like the regular Cup Series playoffs, the points will reset. Looking at the schedule for next week. Phoenix. 150 laps in the desert. We'll see how that one turns out. And then the week after that, the Charlotte Motor Speedway road course. There goes Sean Anderson, who spins out of turn number 2. He saves the car, but another little twirl for that number 13. And he now sits in the 10th position with Pete Yetman trying to catch up to him. Cody McFadden in that 6-4 gets around Lucas Reed, who got loose out of the corner. Justin Shoup looking to get around Lucas Reed, and now Jordan Haynes trying to find an avenue around Perrin Huggins. These drivers last pitting on lap 36. The Access Fishing track facts will tell you they can go approximately 55 to 65 laps on one tank. We'll see if they make it that far. This is our longest green flag run of the race. Jordan Haynes goes to the inside, but can he clear Perrin Huggins? Looking back to the Eagles and the Chiefs, it's 7-7 right now. And the Chiefs trying to run this ball back. A fantastic punt return, and the Chiefs will now have excellent field position on about the 45-yard line with 3:49 to go in the second quarter. So the Chiefs poised to score again as Jordan Haynes gets around Perrin Huggins, and he now is your new leader at Iowa. Haynes running off that 4th corner. He is human, Jordan Haynes. He beats himself more than anything here. He's gotten a speeding penalty this, I think either this season or last season, that took him out of contention for the win. And of course, we've seen leaders, drivers just lose control, lose the race car. How are these drivers going to do now with the tires wearing in? Dakota Long has some of the youngest tires on the racetrack. He pitted on lap 47, so he can go much further on fuel than the drivers ahead. But just how far will they make it? That's the question. Dakota Dahl in the 10 now coming up behind Lucas Reed. 2/10 the gap. '64 of Cody McFadden sitting up ahead. He's trying to catch up to Justin Shoup in that 91. This is the battle here for the 6th position. Shoup also trying to chase down Jacob Prince in that number 9, on board with Prince. '91 of Shoup wants to get to the inside, coming off of turn number 4. Justin Shoup looking to get some sort of run on Jake Prince, but he's going to have to wait for the next opportunity. There is the 9-1, who's within striking distance as the 79th lap ticks on the board. Looking further up, Perrin Huggins now gets around Jordan Haynes. He's your new leader once again, and he'll complete lap 79 in the top spot. but how much longer will they stay out on this fuel run? Chiefs continue to march up the field. They're now sitting at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 with 2:50 and counting in this first half. Some really fired up fans in Kansas City. Although you got to give it up to the fans in Kansas City. Arrowhead really is a special stadium. The fans there definitely are really, really passionate. Racing Ricky saying he just got a little loose. Jordan Haynes back on the offensive after regaining control of his race car. Jacob Prince decides, has he missed pit road? Prince misses pit road. Lucas Reed and Cody Johnson decide to come in. What happened to Jake Prince? Oh, he didn't even miss pit road at all. He was just trying to come in. Look at, that's the 08 of Cody Johnson. He made contact with Jacob Prince, who almost recovered the race car. He wasn't trying to pit at all. So Prince now really losing control. And that's the second time tonight, I think, that Prince has lost control of that race car. Chiefs taking the clock down to the 2-minute warning. It's still 7-7 for the 7-2 Chiefs, hosting the 8-1 Eagles from Arrowhead. Jordan Haynes trying to take the top spot. He wants to be the Chief here at Iowa, trying to get around Perrin Huggins in that number 8. Further on back, Cody McFadden, 6/10 behind the 91 of Justin Shoup, on board now with McFadden. Racing Ricky, being the crew chief he is, being the cheerleader that he is for his boy Justin Shoup, who sits on the back end of the top 5. Cody McFadden 1.3 seconds behind. Jordan Haynes decides it's time for him to be on top once again. He gets around the 8 car of Perrin Huggins. Dakota Long in 3rd, trying to get to the inside of the 2-8 Ryan Lindemann. You see Long just shaking the race car out of the corner. And the 2-8 of Lindemann now trying to come up behind that 2-3. Johnson in the 0-8. What happened to Cody Johnson? He's being scored as out of this race, and I think Johnson has decided to call it quits. Oh, yeah, looks like Cody Johnson just crashed, and he said, that's it for me. He's into the next round of the playoffs anyway. He is not bothered. Brandon Meyer in that double 3. Now ahead of the 1 of Jordan Haynes, but Jordan Haynes is the race leader, so he's going to put Meyer a 4th lap down. That leaves 8 cars on the lead lap, with Jacob Prince the last one on that lead lap, and he's about to go a lap down. Perrin Huggins behind the 9 of Prince. Haynes to the inside, and he continues to march forward, and Pema Trama is in the chat. What's going on, Mama Vols? It's so good to hear from you. I see Terry doing well all over Twitter. And for those that don't know, Terry Radford, good friend of mine, actually met him, I think, at Darlington. Was it this summer? It was, yeah, I was at Darlington this year and met Terry Radford. Jacob Prince on the outside, almost gets into the wall. Looking at the Eagles and Chiefs, they're about to come back from that 2-minute warning. It's still 7-7 at Arrowhead. The Kelsey brothers going up against each other. Travis Kelsey's girlfriend up in the booth, or we should say Taylor Swift's boyfriend, doing all the work on the inside, however you like it. And I think Racing Ricky said something in the chat, but I couldn't figure it out. It just disappeared from screen here. Jordan Haynes still trying to keep Jacob Prince a lap down. 91 laps up on the board. Look at Jacob Prince, who sends it in way too deep ahead of Perrin Huggins, and the caution comes out for Jacob Prince spinning the race car in turn number 1 as Bama Trama gives the good news. He's a grandfather. That's no, you're a grandmother. He's not a grandfather. He's a regular father. You're a grandmother. No way in hell Terry Radford's a grandfather. Well, he is a grandfather, but he's not a grandpa. You feel me? But anyway, Jacob Prince went around. Let's see what happened to the 9. We just had eyes on him. This is the 3rd time tonight he's lost control of that race car. Second time wasn't even his fault. He just got involved with the 08 of Cody Johnson. Them's the brakes. So the tires really wearing and these drivers really struggling to make the race cars work. So they're going to take a break and we're going to do the same. Mama Vols, so glad to hear from you. Hope we see you on the other side of that break. Fans at home, time to grab yourself a snack and a zesty drink. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more ENEA from Iowa. Jordan Haynes. On the inside, will have control of the field. It will be restart number 6 We're not halfway yet. It's going to be a long one. Settle in. Haynes will have control of the field. Chiefs scored on the Eagles, so it's now 14-7 Kansas City as the green flag comes out, and we're racing again at Iowa. Cody Johnson in the chat says, good luck to the guys left. There is very little grip out there. Cody, who you got in the chat? Eagles or Chiefs? Let me know. Bama Trama, Racing Ricky, JL Staples, Kyle Chafin. Let me know who you got in the NFL game tonight. Perrin Huggins on the outside, Jordan Haynes to the inside. Eagles have the ball with $1:20 something to go in this second quarter. They're going to try and march down the field and put at least something up before the half. Master Flex says very little grip. Good luck, everyone. And already, 6 cars deciding to, they can't have enough there. Cody Johnson cheering on for the Eagles. JL Staples says, what's football? Great question. I have no idea how to answer that one. 58 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Eagles continue to make it down the field. It's going to be 3rd and 15 for Philadelphia. Ravens, Chiefs, Chargers. 3 teams with the most sacks this season. Perrin Huggins decides to go purple. 24.09 seconds. His personal best. And after the restart, he is like a rocket ship. Toyota Chevy into turn number 1. 3rd and 15 for the Eagles. Backed up to their 20-yard line, and Hurts is not going to go anywhere. They're going to sack him at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 4th and 15 with 52 seconds left on the clock. And Kansas City is going to get the ball back. What fantastic timing for them. If they can score before the end of this half, they're going to be looking real pretty. Perrin Huggins still leading. Dakota Long in second, and Jordan Haynes. No reason to rush. His twin in that 19, Michael Bennett, sneaking up in that 4th position, and then Cody McFadden sits behind him in 5th. Justin Shoup in the 91, trying to come up through the field. Sean Anderson behind him, and how about Dakota Dahl? He sits in 8th. Anderson, involved in a crash earlier. So far, or currently I should say, one of the hardest Chargers, up 5 places from where he started. Lindemann up 7 places from where he started, but Lindemann is the fastest car, the highest ranked car, 2 laps down. Jacob Prince is the only car 1 lap down, so he's going to have to wait for the next caution to get his lap back. Perrin Huggins leading by 0.8 of a second over Dakota Long, and Cody McFadden is all over the back end of Mike Bennett. Huggins trying to extend that lead. 7/10 the gap now with 125 laps to go. Not even 125 laps into this race. Started about an hour ago. And we've had quite a few cautions so far. Drivers losing grip on the racetrack. Drivers not able to control their race cars. And we're down to 11 cars running on this racetrack. Brandon Meyer being one of them. All the cars that have quit because they got damaged or otherwise, you've got to give it up to Brandon Meyer, who's spun around 3 times, crashed already, and he's still fighting. I was making fun of him earlier because he did spin the car 3 times, but give it up to him. At least he's still running in this one. So shout out Brandon Meyer. Shout out Ryan Lindemann. Jacob Prince still well within his chance to get back up there and fight for the win. Mike Bennett still trying to hold off Cody McFadden. At the front, it hasn't changed, although Dakota Long is slowly reeling in Perrin Huggins. And over the last 5 laps, this has been the gap. If you've just tuned in, it's been quite the eventful night, but not many multi-car crashes. Drivers kind of just losing control and losing grip and sliding all over the place. Dakota Long now on the offensive, and he's trying to take Jordan Haynes with him, or has Perrin Huggins just burned the tires? Has he gotten them too hot? Every driver, at least almost every driver, except for Brandon Meyer, pitting under this last caution here on lap 92. They can go approximately 55 laps. It's going to be 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Eagles. Remember, they got the ball back with a punt. Now it's going to be... Oh, no, I said red zone. I can't count. They're only on the 35-yard line, 34-yard line, it looks like. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 after they spike the ball because they have no timeouts. 17 seconds remain in the second quarter, and we'll see if the Eagles can put up another touchdown or at least a field goal. And that would put them up 10 points headed into the locker room. Huggins still leads, but the lead is shrinking. Dakota Long can now smell whatever draft he can get off of Perrin Huggins. Jordan Haynes in the 1 also chasing, and Haynes' twin, Michael Bennett, just ahead of Cody McFadden in that 6-4. Dakota Long in that 2-3, that throwback McDonald's paint scheme. You gotta like that, right? Just can't reel in Perrin Huggins any closer than 1/2 of a second. Dakota Dahl on an island by himself. Sean Anderson in the 13 also on that same island, trying to get a hold of Jacob Prince in that 9 car. Prince kind of just waiting for that next yellow to come around, but as we have 6 cars that have called it a night after being involved in some action, drivers are just going to get a lot more space between each other, and we're going to see less frequent yellows, you can imagine. Did they get another first down? They absolutely got another first down. So the Chiefs are going to spike the ball here with 2 seconds remaining. And they're certainly going to bring on the field goal unit. And, yep, that's what they're going to do. So the Chiefs are going to try and make it 17-7 before the end of the first half. Been a great start to the game for them. Eagles shown that they can actually put points on the board as well. The 8-1 Eagles, technically with a better record than the Chiefs, 7-2. And right now the Chiefs trying to make sure that both teams leave here 8-2. So it's going to be a 43-yard attempt for the Chiefs to tie this game up, for God's sake, to make it a 10-point gap going into the locker room. The ball is snapped. The kick is up. It's good, and it's now 17-7. Kansas City leading over the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's going to be halftime, so we'll see them in just a few minutes here. The 2-3 of Dakota Long just trying to hold on to second spot as Jordan Haynes comes up behind that McDonald's Toyota. And Respect in the chat says, fly, Eagles, fly. He's a big Eagles fan. And camera right now on Travis Kelce. Jason Kelce, who's always got that somber look on his face. He looks like such a wholesome dude, but you ever notice that, like, when he's in a game mode, Jason Kelce just looks sad? Maybe that's just his game face. Maybe that's his intensity face. I don't know, but he just looks sad all the time. Like, somebody give him an ice cream cone or something. Cheer up, Jason. Your brother's dating Taylor Swift. Cheer up, Jason. Dakota Long gives it a shake off of turn number 2, and now the gap increases between the all-black Chevrolet and the McDonald's Toyota. Again, drivers now able to spread out, able to find some daylight between each other. We might finally see green flag pit stops here in approximately 20 laps time. Scott Van Pelt on screen. God, and Scott Van Pelt is a legend. For those that don't know, Scott Van Pelt is, well, he's talking to Peyton Manning right now, but Scott Van Pelt is a what do you call it, a sports broadcaster? I guess he was an anchorman on SportsCenter for the longest time, and I would say he's a sports broadcasting legend, definitely a hero of mine. Gave the most beautiful eulogy to his dog, Otis, that I'll never, ever forget. If you want to get really emotional, YouTube Scott Van Pelt's eulogy to his dog, and I promise you it'll make you feel something. Mike Bennett looks like he got really loose out of the corner. What happened to car 19, Dakota Long? Dakota Dahl recently overtook him, and how about Bennett? What happened here? Just loose off the fourth corner, struggling to hold her together. on board with Bennett. So Mike Bennett back up to racing speed. He's in 7th right now. Racing Ricky saying push Long. The gap between them, 4.8 seconds. Ricky cheered on his boy Justin Shoup, who ended up with a 3rd place last week at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And according to those ENEA points, Justin Shoup looks like he's got a fantastic chance to advance to the next round of playoffs. Cody Johnson, he's out of this race, but he won a couple weeks ago, so Johnson locks himself into the next round of the playoffs. All the drivers below that red line will not advance. Shane Stone, he sits in 12th, just above that red line. He's not in tonight's roster. He won't advance either. In the 16th position, Colton Hefner, he's not going to advance. He's also not here. Jordan Haynes, Cody McFadden, and Ryan Lindemann look keen to make it to the next round. James Staples, he sits in 11th. He's also DNF'd and was only 1 point above the bubble. So you can do the math and figure out pretty much who's going to make it and who won't. Turns out if you just show up, you just might make it. Perrin Huggins at the front, 1 second the gap. If you're here for Eagles-Chiefs scores, it's halftime right now. The Chiefs scoring a last-minute 40-something yard field goal to go up 17-7 on Philadelphia. Talk your smack in the chat. Let me know why you think the Eagles are going to win. Dakota Long's gone around. Dakota Long has crashed in the 2-3. There goes Dakota Long, winless this season. Had a brilliant drive in so many races, and now he's crashed. Long just makes it, and there he goes again. Is he going to come into the pits this time? He keeps it moving, and you've got to give it up to him. That's integrity, to keep it going. Long just trying not to wreck the race car at this point. Let's see what happened to him originally. Just snaps loose for so many cars tonight. There he goes. Just tags the wall there. Gives it a little bit of a scratch. And watch again. Long's going to spin once more. Looks like he's just had another incident. Caution has come out, however. Race leader, Perrin Huggins, sits right behind Dakota Long, I'm sorry. Huggins gets loose, wiggles the car, and he slams it right into the wall with no fast repairs. Perrin Huggins is in serious trouble now. And what happened? Because someone else had a massive incident over here. Somebody else blew an engine or something. You just heard that classic engine destruction noise on iRacing. Not sure what else happened, but Dakota Long looks like he also may have crashed. This is after Perrin Huggins. Spins it again. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. He's destroyed the race car. That's what you heard. And then Jordan Haynes just coming down to a really slow pace here. So Jordan Haynes has control of the field. Cody McFadden now out of this race as well. What happened to the 6-4 car? He's already jumped to the pits by now. Oh, McFadden's been out for a while. So that now leaves 9 cars running in this race with 196 laps to go. No, 96 laps to go. I can't do math. You all know that by now. So the drivers are going to come into the pits. I have no idea how this is going to shake out. But we started with 17. And 8 have decided to leave us. Nope, now 9. Dakota Long has decided to call it quits. So 8 cars will finish this race. This just got a lot more interesting because we're about to see some names up towards the front that we haven't seen in a while. And this race may have just fallen in to Jordan Haynes' lap. Perrin Huggins with a lot of damage to repair. So we're going to let the drivers do their work. We're going to do the same, fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more ENEA. Back to iRacing's Iowa Speedway, where Sean Anderson and Ryan Lindemann are still in the pits. So 6 cars are going to restart within the reach of the leaders here. Buellton, Virginia's Justin Shoup to the inside. 3rd place last week. And in the cut with his twin, he be vibing. You got Michael Bennett just ahead of the one of Jordan Haynes, coming through turn 3 and turn 4. Justin Shoup in that 91 to the inside of Mike Bennett in that 19. Pace car peels off inside the final 100 laps of racing. Great jump by the 91, and the green flag is out. Shoup out front. Dakota Dahl sitting in that 2nd position, 2x2, 2 rows deep, out of turn number 2. Here comes Perrin Huggins. Does he still have damage on the front of that 8 car? Justin Shoup riding the high side. He's going to lead a lap, and now Huggins comes up behind the 91. Perrin Huggins made that look way too easy. He gets around the 91 of Justin Shoup, and Huggins now your new leader, as Racing Ricky tells him, run your race. Shoup already down to 3rd as Jordan Haynes gets around him. Here comes Jacob Prince as well, who got his lap back, and he's now back in fighting condition. So Justin Shoup will go down from 1st all the way to the 4th position, and Dakota Dahl wants that 5th away from him. Mike Bennett, that black Chevrolet, in 6th. Sean Anderson in the distance in that 7th position. Ryan Lindemann still in the pits. And now Prince gets around Shoup. He's trying to chase down Jordan Haynes, who just went green. Haynes wants a piece of Huggins, and we've got 89 laps to go when they cross the line. Respect, says Perrin Verstappen out there. It's felt like that. It really has. It really has felt like Max Verstappen-style dominance. 5 wins this season for Perrin Huggins. Just unprecedented levels of dominance. But last season was the same story for Perrin Huggins. Did exceptionally well. And then when it came time to the season finale, Cody Johnson beat them all out with strategy. Huggins comes into this race as Michael Bennett crashes the race car. out of turn number 4, but we stay green. Huggins comes into this race. 5 wins leading the regular season standings, but of course it's all about survival until that final round. And next week, the drivers will take their talents to the Phoenix Raceway. The next round comprises of Phoenix, the Charlotte Road Course, and the Talladega Super Speedway before the semifinal round of Texas, Darlington, and then the final at Homestead. Or the semifinal at Homestead, and then that last race at Vegas. Huggins and Haynes, 1 and 2. Jordan Haynes going for that top spot. 85 to go this time by. Prince in the number 9, he sits in 3rd. Dakota Dahl's in 4th, and Justin Shoup is in 5th. 1.7 seconds ahead of Sean Anderson. Looking at Shoup, he fell off the lead there. And you can see Dakota Dahl's quicker than he is, and Sean Anderson also quicker than Justin Shoup on lap 140. The clock says Sean Anderson almost 3/10 quicker than Justin Shoup. Anderson starting to reel him in. Jordan Haynes, meanwhile, has taken the lead from Perrin Huggins. Let's have a look at how the 1 pulled off that move. Just textbook, just takes the lower line. And in practice, Jordan Haynes was running that lower line, trying to make the most of that too. When did Joe Buck start doing Monday Night Football? I just turned on the Eagles and Chiefs game because they're coming back on for the 3rd quarter. And maybe this is just because I don't pay attention to nothing, but yeah, Joe Buck is in the booth with Troy Aikman. Like that? Okay. I did not know. I thought they worked for Fox, but, you know, I could be wrong. Maybe contracts change. Who knows? But the Eagles will have the ball. Jalen Hurts is going to line up under center here. And they're going to get a brand new fresh 15 minutes to play with here. So the 3rd quarter is underway. Eagles up 17-7 on Philadelphia. So it's going to be a comeback for the Eagles. It's going to be a good one if they can make it, because the Chiefs have had their number, especially at the end of that first half. So work to do for Philadelphia. The 8-1 Eagles now try to put more than just 7 points up on the board. Jordan Haynes opens up his lead to 3/10 over Perrin Huggins. And if you look at Dakota Dahl, he's now reeling in Jacob Prince. This has been the gap between them over the last 5 laps. Meanwhile, Justin Shoup and Sean Anderson are going to get really well acquainted. Let's go on board with that 9-1. Gets just a little bit closer to 13 of Sean Anderson. Right up behind that 91 of Justin Shoup. Into turn number 1, the 91 runs that top line, and the 13 will try and slip in just underneath. Will he get a little closer? Are they going to touch? But no, they'll leave just a little bit of space between. And the 13 of Sean Anderson will now try and sneak up the inside once more. The pride of Bealton, Virginia. Justin Shoup now gives up the spot, and he's down to 6. 148 laps about to be complete. Jordan Haynes continues to lead, but now Jacob Prince has come to challenge the number 1 car. Off of turn 4, here comes Prince looking to make a move up the inside. These two have history. Remember Bristol. And I don't know what came after Bristol, but I know they made contact there too. So they do have their history. A couple of drivers that have really had their run-ins, but we'll see how they perform here over the next 75 laps. And that's what it will be next time they cross the line. 75 laps to go. Jordan Haynes ahead of Jacob Prince by 1/4 of a second. Perrin Huggins now behind them all. Ryan Lindemann still in the pits, and is Huggins saving fuel? Have a listen to the 8 car. Never mind. Did he just blink? There we go. Yeah, there it is, and now you can hear the clutch. Perrin Huggins might be having some internet issues while we're at it, too. Very gentle with the throttle. Not sure what he's saving fuel for. It's going to be, well, and Perrin Huggins last pitting on lap 130. So I don't know if he's trying to go the distance on fuel, but it's the tires won't last, Perrin. But he's trying anyway. Jacob Prince now trying to come up behind Jordan Haynes. He loses control of the race car. Remember, Prince has spun his car at least twice tonight. But that's not going to stop him from trying to take the lead. New leader in the 9, KBB Chevrolet, Jake Prince. Inside the final 75 laps, and if you've just tuned in, plenty of crashes tonight, plenty of wrecks tonight, but it's been a fun race nonetheless. Respect in the chat, saying he signed with ESPN because Troy moved to ESPN and they wanted to keep the duo together. Well, that's sweet. And a lot of people give Joe Buck crap about the way he broadcasts sports, but I think he's just fine. I never thought there was any problem with Joe Buck. I think people compared him to his dad a lot, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's like not comparing Dale Jr. to his old man, you know. Shout out to fans of Ryan Lindemann and the 2-8 himself. He says he's going to come out of the pits and he's going to rejoin the action here, albeit a lot of laps down. But Ryan Lindemann is 25 laps off the mark, but he's still going to show that warrior spirit, and he's come out to play as well. Tristan Bailey's going to get in the chat. What's up, TB? Good to hear from you. Looking at that Eagles and Chiefs game, the Eagles gave up possession, so now the Chiefs have the ball again on their own 21-yard line. It's 17-7 for the 7-2 Chiefs at home. Going to get a first down and more on this run. 12:52 remaining in that third quarter, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Pacheco making moves. Jake Prince still at the front. Half a second is the gap between himself and Jordan Haynes. Still at least one more pit stop before this one can be decided. 17 cars started this race. At most, 8 will finish. And that just speaks to the challenge that was thrown down to the drivers tonight. And a lot of drivers deciding they weren't up to the challenge. And they decided to throw in the towel and give up early. So it's 8 cars remaining, and shout out to Ryan Lindemann, who's still going to play with us. And Ryan Lindemann, despite most likely sealing an 8th place finish tonight, he's still going to turn some laps, and he's still going to have some fun too. So shout out Lindo, appreciate you sticking with us. Dakota Dahl sits just half a second ahead of Sean Anderson. They're coming out of turn number 2. And Anderson in the 13-driven Car Wash Chevrolet comes up to the left side of Dahl. Perrin Huggins rolling in 3rd, almost 2 seconds behind Jordan Haynes. And then there's Jacob Prince, half a second in the front, on board with the 9. You heard Prince shake the car out of the corner. Watch this. There's Jordan Haynes taking advantage, trying to slingshot on the outside, but he decides he's going to let it go. 11:50 and counting for the Chiefs. They continue to march down the field and try to put more points up on the field. Jacob Prince stays up front. Jordan Haynes behind him, but now it's only 1 second back, as Justin Shoup decides he's going to come into the pits with just under 65 laps to go. And Tanner Lockhart's in the house, racing on the ENEA Xbox side of things. Tanner, glad to have you here. How has the race been? Tanner, it has been nuts. 8 cars. No, more than 8 cars. No, is it 8 cars? I think 8 cars have decided to quit tonight. Iowa proving to be too much of a challenge for those competitors. Jacob Prince leading this race. Cody Johnson in the chat asking if Jordan Haynes is trying to save fuel. Well, we'll see. Let's go on board with the one and have a listen. That right there, the sound of Jordan Haynes pushing the clutch in, trying to save all the fuel he can, as Perrin Huggins is doing the same. But how much fuel are they trying to save? Possibly get to the 170s, but they can go further than that on fuel. Maybe they're trying to extend the fuel as far as possible, so when they make this last stint, which will presumably be a green flag run, the tires will be as fresh as possible. Who knows? I'm just throwing spit at the wall to see what sticks. 4th and 3 for the Chiefs, and they're going to punt it back to the Eagles. And they're going to call a fair catch. So the Eagles are going to have the ball at approximately the 31-yard line, and the yellow flag is out for the stage break. Jordan Haynes makes it across the line. Stage break is out on the racetrack. And the drivers are going to take another break as if they didn't need one already. So we're going to restart here inside the final 55 laps of racing. Jordan Haynes leads. Perrin Huggins is in 2nd. Sean Anderson is in 3rd. Jacob Prince running in that 4th position. Or was it Was it Prince that... No, it was Prince that brought out the caution. That wasn't the stage break. I missed the last 2 stage breaks, so I have no idea what just happened there. I thought it was a stage break because I missed the last 2, but I was dead wrong. Watch Jacob Prince. And this has got to be the 4th or 5th time tonight that Jacob Prince has lost the race car. I'm just not sure. Maybe he was trying to come into the pits. I have no idea, but he wrecks. Puts a couple more scratches on that race car. So drivers are going to come down into the pits. We're going to take a break for 2 minutes. I'm going to grab another little zesty beverage here, maybe some cashews. I want something to snack on here. So I'm going to grab a drink and some nuts. You all need to do the same. And we'll come back in 2 minutes here with more racing from iRacing's Iowa fans. Don't go anywhere. Like Racing Ricky said, this is going to get good. We're going to be talking some NFL in the chat when we come back, too. So stick around for that. See you in 2. Looking at the Eagles and Chiefs, there's 9:35 and counting to go in this third quarter. Eagles have the ball, and it's going to be 4th down here. We'll see if they decide to do something or if they decide to give it back to Kansas City. Ryan Lindemann trying to catch up to this 7-car pack. We're going to restart here with 55 laps to go, I think. And the green flag is out. 8th restart of the evening. Jordan Haynes with control. Perrin Huggins in that second position trying to get up closer to Jordan Haynes. Here comes Sean Anderson in that 1-3 driven car wash Chevrolet. Jake Prince in the 9, Justin Shoup behind him in the 91. Mike Bennett and Dakota Dahl rounding out the top 7. Ryan Lindemann gets 1 of his laps back, so he's only 27 laps down, and the comeback is on for car 28. Jordan Haynes in the 1, leading. Trying to break away from Perrin Huggins. Inside of the final 55, Huggins tries to stick to him like glue. Sean Anderson in 3rd, and it's Justin Shoup in 4th. How about Dakota Dahl in 5th with Jacob Prince behind him? On board with the 1-0. Perrin Huggins, purple. Fastest lap this race, 24.04 seconds. And the only driver, along with Jordan Haynes and Sean Anderson, to hit 24-0 on the clock. Here goes Huggins for the lead to the inside of car number 1. And he says, hey, how you doing? But he just doesn't have the speed to come up off of turn number 4. Jordan Haynes trying to get win number 4. Perrin Huggins looking for win number 6, and it looks like both drivers are going to comfortably make it through to the next round. Master Flex cheering for Perrin Huggins and Sean Anderson, who sits in 3rd, waiting for these two to make a mistake. Oh, look at Huggins. Just gives it a little bit of a wiggle out of the corner. Not enough for Jordan Haynes to take advantage, though. Further on back, Jake Prince trying to get all over Mike Bennett. 1/4 of a second is the gap between them. And now if you're Jordan Haynes, you have to ask the question, do you push the envelope? Do you really try to force the issue, or do you just get comfortable and let the 8 burn up his tires? .45 to go this time by. Camera on Mama Kelsey and T Swift up in that Kansas City booth. Travis Kelsey jogging off the field with a little bit of a limp. Questions and eyebrows being raised. 8 minutes to go in that 3rd quarter. Chiefs up 10 points. And the Eagles got to do something here as time starts to tick down, not only in the 3rd quarter, but in the game as a whole. Plenty of time for the 1 and the 8 to argue, vacillate, wrestle, discuss, and dispute over who has that first position. But Jordan Haynes continues to test Perrin Huggins, not only on the port side, but now on the starboard side of that number 8 hot rod. One car to the inside. Side by side off of turn number 2, and these two are just going to be the darlings of the season. 10 races complete, and 8 of those 10 races have been won by these two drivers here, Perrin Huggins and Jordan Haynes. So definitely a couple of the favorites to make it to that final round in Las Vegas, but they got to get past this one first. 42, or is it 43? 43 laps to go, 42 next time by. Chiefs with the ball. Pat Mahomes going to throw the longest pass in the universe, and it's going to come up too long. So it's going to be 4th and 7 for the Chiefs. They're going to punt it back to Philadelphia with 7:11 to go in this third quarter. Who was in here that was cheering for the Eagles? Was it Master Flex? Somebody was in here cheering for the Eagles earlier. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm interested in keeping my eye on these two. They're only a couple of tenths of a second apart. If you look at the other battles on the racetrack, again, there's only 8 cars currently running, and one of those 8 cars is 27 laps down. The other 7 cars all on the lead lap, but it's 6 seconds from Jake Prince to Mike Bennett. It's 2 seconds from Mike Bennett up to Justin Shoup. Jordan Haynes finally trying to take the lead off of Perrin Huggins coming out of turn number 2. Is Huggins burning up the tires, racing the high side, though? He's racing the extreme high side. Haynes on the extreme low side. Drag race off the corner. And this time across the line, Perrin Huggins will lead it by 5/100ths of a second. And the caution is out as Dakota Dahl decides he's going to put the car right in front of Michael Bennett. What in the world is he thinking? What in the world is Dakota Dahl thinking? Have a look. Dakota Dahl loose off of turn number 4. He's going to wreck the race car. Then he's going to... You see he puts the gas on hard just as the 19 comes up on the racetrack. What kind of moves are that? One more look at Dakota Dahl and pay close attention as to the 10 hits the accelerator right when the 19 starts to get near. Now have a listen. Watch the rear tires. Just as Michael Bennett comes up, he decides to get right into his path. Have another look. Now let's go on board with Dakota Dahl. Just not sure what he was thinking there. Not sure if the 19 was with him, had communicated, but just not a great look. Another look with Dakota Dahl. Shoup gets around him. Just Ryan Lindemann avoids a crash there, and Michael Bennett senselessly gets caught up in that one. Now on board with Michael Bennett. One more look with Dahl. So the caution comes out here. We're going to restart inside the final 35 laps of competition. Drivers are going to do a couple more laps around. We're going to take a 60-second break and be back with the conclusion of this race. It's been something to see, that's for sure. We'll be back in a bit, fans. Don't go anywhere. Here we go again. 9th restart of the evening. We're going to have 34 laps to go. Perrin Huggins with control of the field. He gets a great jump, and we're racing again at Iowa. One car to the inside coming up off of turn number 4. Jordan Haynes trying to get around Perrin Huggins for the lead. Won't make it stick this time by, but he's trying to get just a bit closer to that 8 car up off that second corner. Dakota Dahl coming back up onto the racetrack without a front bumper. Not sure how far he's going to get this time, but Perrin Huggins retains that lead. Jordan Haynes in that second position. Justin Shoup, the pride of Bealton, Virginia, sitting in third, and Shoup just went green. 24-14, his personal best. And there goes Justin Shoup, who spins. Caution is out, and it's a 10th caution tonight. Back at Iowa, and double-digit cautions for what is another week here in ENEA. Perrin Huggins will have control of the field. Jordan Haynes in the second spot. Last week at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, just 3 yellows. quite the contrast to 2 weeks ago at Charlotte. 7 cautions for 28 caution laps. And the last time we were at a short track, it was the North Wilkesboro Speedway. ENEA had 12 cautions for 59 laps. And that race also went 225 laps. So 225 laps tonight and 10 cautions already. If you've just tuned in, it's been quite the event. Lots of cars spinning. I think everybody except Jordan Haynes spinning, or at least having some sort of contact at least once tonight. And it's been quite the evening here, but 25 laps to go, ish. It's the cutoff race for the first round of the playoffs. Notable drivers not in tonight's race: Colton Hefner, 16th in the points. Jared Stone, 12th in the points. They're not here, so they won't advance. The green flag comes out. Perrin Huggins and Jordan Haynes will definitely advance after tonight, but who will come out on top? Green flag is out, and it's 28 laps to go at Iowa. You hear some drivers cutting in the clutch. Most of these drivers last pitting on lap 187. Perrin Huggins last pitting on lap 166. Is he gambling on getting one more set of tires? Jordan Haynes sends it in too deep and almost spins himself. Haynes does not need to push the issue. As long as the race goes green, he will have the advantage over Perrin Huggins. Haynes just needs to wait. Jordan Haynes pitting 19 laps. No, 21 laps. I can't do math. Damn. 21 laps after Perrin Huggins pitted. So Jordan Haynes definitely on the front foot. There he goes to the inside of his all blacked out compatriot, if you will. The 19 of Mike Bennett stays to the high side. Bennett currently running in the 6th position. Dakota Dahl still in those pits. Ryan Lindemann running 27 laps off the pace in 8th. 23 laps to go next time by. Perrin Huggins sits ahead of Jordan Haynes. Half a second the gap. Haynes again does not need to push. He pitted 13 laps ago. 19 laps more than Perrin Huggins did. Look at Huggins wiggling off of turn number 4. 22 to go next time by. Jordan Haynes can smell blood in the water. Keeping an eye on that Eagles and Chiefs game, it's 17-14 Chiefs as the Eagles decide to get within 3 points to Kansas City. It's going to be 1st and 20 for Kansas City after a holding penalty. Mahomes with a snap and a quick throw out to the left-hand side of the field. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 11 for Kansas City. 3 minutes now to go in this 3rd quarter, and this game's getting really, really good. Jordan Haynes is in 2nd, only half a second off of Perrin Huggins. Jacob Prince, a shorter distance than that to Jordan Haynes. It's 2-0 to go, and next time 1-9 at the line. Perrin Huggins has not pitted since lap 166. No telling if he can make it on fuel. Is he even trying to save? Have a listen with the 8 car. No clutch in for Huggins. Coming off of turn number 2, Perrin is not saving. Jordan Haynes not saving either. 6/10 the gap between them, and Jacob Prince now wants to get up to second on Jordan Haynes. Justin Shoup sits in 4th with Sean Anderson now closing the space in behind him. Cody Johnson gonna hop in with us here shortly. '91 of Justin Shoup now coming up the inside, trying to catch up to Jordan Haynes. Sean Anderson behind him. Perrin Huggins leading by 9/10 of a second with 16 laps to go. Can Huggins make it on fuel? Lindemann, he's going to come in. Huggins up by 8/10 of a second. Cody Johnson now joins us in the booth. The defending champion, CJ, welcome to the show, albeit with an exciting time to finish this race. 15 to go this time.
It's slick out there, so props to the guys that are still out there. It's a tough one to hang on to, that's for sure.
And what happened there? Obviously, you're locked into the next round, so for you it may not matter as much, but not only is it slick, but it's so slick to the point where we've got 7 cars running in this race. 5 of them are on the lead lap. Are the conditions that dreadful that drivers don't want to carry on?
I don't think it's that we didn't want to or they didn't want to. It's just being slick on the exit is one thing, but it's extremely slick under braking. It's almost, instead of it just being no rear grip, there's no grip all around. It's almost like a four wheel slide on entry. So braking can be treacherous, just because when you get on the brakes, it's like the whole car just wants to come out from under you. So it's definitely different. It's a tough one to drive. So
Justin Shoup getting slightly slick off of turn number 4 in the number 91 Bobcat Chevrolet. Now comes up behind Jordan Haynes. Haynes not able to catch up to Prince, who finally got around him, and Jacob Prince now going for the win. A dozen laps to go. Perrin Huggins last pitted on lap 166. It would be 59 laps for Huggins to make it to the end. Is that enough fuel for him, Cody?
yeah, I think everybody should be good on fuel. Perrin was a little concerned. I was in a chat with him just a minute ago, and he was a little concerned because he didn't have tires left. I know Prince did have tires left, and Anderson has tires. He had tires left. So they're on pressure tires on Perrin. So I think it could get interesting if they get to him. I think Haynes had 2, but Perrin had none on that last stop.
11 to go, and next time 1-0. Perrin Huggins watching the gap between himself and Jacob Prince shrink. Prince could lock himself into the next round. He comes into this race 6th in the points, and again, given the circumstances, it's more than likely he's going to advance anyway. But he still wants that win. Winless this season after racking up a couple wins in Season 3, Perrin Huggins wants win number 6, and we haven't seen Jordan Haynes in victory lane since the early part of the season. Haynes coming into this race below that cut line, but it looks like he's going to advance from the cut line once it's all said and done. 9 at the line, CJ, and Jacob Prince now reeling in Huggins to the tune of half a second.
Yeah, I think he's going to get there. And you know Perrin just as well as I do. He's going to give it all he's got, even though he's on older tires. So it could get interesting. They just got to be careful and not give it away.
A 21 lap difference in tires, which means the world at a track like this where grip is minimal. Huggins already wiggling off of turn number 4. Jordan Haynes within 4/10. Within Jacob Prince. Jacob Prince, Jordan Haynes. Can't keep them apart. Jacob Prince within half a second now to Perrin Huggins. It's 7 laps to go at the line. And look at Sean Anderson, who's now coming in. He wants to get up behind Jordan Haynes. He wants that podium position.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting here. Prince is searching for lines right here to pick up speed, and it's going to get interesting if they can get to him. That's for sure.
This race here cutting off the first round of the playoffs, and then next week the second round begins. Phoenix Raceway, 150 laps at the desert there. It's going to be an awesome race there too. Hopefully a little bit more grip than what we've had here at the Iowa Speedway, but it will be 5 laps to go, and the gap now starting to get a bit bigger. Perrin Huggins out to a 0.6 of a second gap over Jacob Prince. Jordan Haynes has Sean Anderson to his inside, and the 3-time winner now giving up positions, and Haynes just looking to survive. 5 laps to go. There goes Anderson in the 13. We stay green, but Anderson looks like he's going to have to give up that challenge to Justin Shoup as well. The 91 gets around him. Jordan Haynes secure in third. Perrin Huggins still 0.6 ahead, and it's 4 to go this time by. Cody, if Jacob Prince had a shot, where would it be? Because the gap just continues to grow, and I think Jacob Prince may have had his shot, but he might have just heated up the tires too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we all know Prince, and I mean, yeah, anybody for that matter, going for the first win of the season. I mean, I wouldn't blame him for trying to get the bumper there, but it's just so hard to send it on entry without coming around yourself. So I don't know if I think he's too far back to make that happen without self-spinning before he even got there, but I don't know. He's going to need to close the gap a little bit here if he's going to try it.
0.6 remaining. Fans at home, all our race facts, all our playoff standings brought to you by our friends over at Access Fishing tonight. Fans at home, if you are a fan of fishing or if you know somebody who's a fan of fishing, and let's be honest, we all do, get on over to accessfishingal.com. They've got a couple of stores all over the southeast here. Get on over to their website. Check out those custom quality baits for the everyday angler at the everyday angler price. Accessfishingal.com. Make that your #1 gift for this holiday season. White flag is out, and barring a mistake, it's going to be 6 victories this season for Perrin Huggins. He will go into Phoenix with a chip on his shoulder. Dominant race tonight in the face of so many drivers losing control, but he kept his cool, and it's going to lead to another win. Perrin Huggins wins race 11 at Iowa. Well done for Perrin Huggins. Jacob Prince in second, Jordan Haynes in the third position. And Cody, he is looking to take the crown off your head. Last season at Las Vegas, you ended up getting the best of Perrin's with strategy. But this season, 6 wins, and he obviously is aiming to do one better than last year.
Yeah, he might do it. I enjoy racing with Perrin. It's always fun, and we have a good time. So, I know Perrin's looking for his. I don't think he's won an ENEA championship or even won a championship coming over to iRacing yet. So I'm kind of low key pulling for him. That don't mean that I won't be there to race him hard, but I think we all know straight up, no strategy. Perrin's quick. So, but that don't mean that I won't give it all I got. And I'm pretty sure that the other 3, I don't even know if I'll make it. My son's in wrestling, so I'm just hoping to be able to make them all. But if I am and then do make it to the Final 4, we'll give him all we got. But I'm kind of pulling for him. I like Perrin. He's a good guy.
Perrin's one of those guys that everybody likes. I don't think there's anybody out here that really dislikes Perrin. You know, he gives you those good vibes. Fans at home, we're going to talk to that guy that gives us some good vibes. Perrin Huggins, Jacob Prince, and Jordan Haynes will be on the podium. Don't go anywhere, fans. We'll have them in just a moment. on the podium with our top three, starting with Jordan Haynes. Back in third, Jordan, fantastic run tonight. Not the win you were looking for, but definitely enough of a run to get you into the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, man, that guy Perrin, man, I don't know what he's thinking. No, I'm just playing. But no, it was very difficult tonight. Spet was extremely loose. He really had to drive with an egg in between your right foot and the pedal. But I mean, no, I just made a mistake there. I thought that adding fuel was gonna make me a little bit tighter, but ended up doing the opposite. It made me extremely loose. So that pretty much killed the rest of my race there at the end. But now outside of that, it was fun. I mean, fun-ish. Racing everybody. And trying not to kill ourselves because I know there's plenty of times that me and Perrin probably should have definitely ate crap, but we definitely stayed to it and has pretty good battles. Wish some of the other guys didn't get taken out early. It would have been a little bit more fun up there for the lead. But all in all, successful night, and I guess we'll see y'all next week at Phoenix.
We'll see you in a week's time. Unofficially, you're into the next round of the playoffs by 3 points over that cut line. CJ, champ, you've got our silver medalist tonight, Jacob Prince.
Yeah, good finish, Jake. I thought you was gonna have something there for Perrin on a little bit fresher tires. Uh, what was you missing there? I mean, other than grip, what was you missing to be able to get to him?
Well, I felt like I had the grip. I could run him down. I could go from a second back and get to within 3 or 4 tenths, and you wouldn't think it on that short track, but dirty air just killed, dude. I mean, that was just a miserable race for me. I couldn't race anybody, couldn't get the throttle down, and then whenever you get behind somebody, you're stuck in dirty air. So glad to get that one done. I mean, I'm happy with P2, but felt like I could have had something there at the end, but the dirty air just killed me. I mean, that track is crazy. I never drove a car that free, so but it was something. We'll move on to next week. Just happy to advance and get some points.
Yeah, man, good finish. Looking to racing with you next week.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Tonight's winner, 6 victories this season, and just the momentum just doesn't stop. He keeps on winning, and there's nothing you can do about it. Perrin Huggins on top of the podium once again. You didn't even need to do it, but you've locked yourself into the next round, and you're going to go into Phoenix looking for 2 wins in a row. How was your race?
It was eventful, man. I think it was like halfway away. I got loose and smacked the outside wall head first. So I thought my race was killed then, but somehow the damage helped me not get as loose as I had been getting. So that somehow worked in my favor. And also I thought I had the race lost a second time because the whole field had like 15 lap better tires than me. Man, what a race! 6 wins, that's crazy, man.
Going for 7.
Coming up. Let's go.
Going for 7 next week at Phoenix as well, Perrin. Fantastic job. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you in a week's time.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Rick.
Fans at home, another race is in the books, and next Monday night, race 12 from iRacing's Phoenix Raceway. Cannot wait for that. This Thursday, of course, is the Thanksgiving holiday, so Thursday Night Thunder will be on break, and then the week after, we're coming back to put the Gen 4 cars on Martinsville. So everybody that tuned in tonight, especially thanks to Cody Johnson for coming in those last few laps as well and having fun with us. Everybody from Repeat, Lockhart, Master Flex, everybody that came through, Tristan Bailey, Bama Trama, Respect Doze, who just subscribed here at the end of the race. Shout out Respect. Thank you for that subscription. Of course, Racing Ricky, anybody who's ever had anything to do with this show, thank you so much. Please have a very wonderful, safe, and enjoyable Thanksgiving. Eat some good food and watch some fun football. And until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other. And we